And more importantly, who was going to play into exactly what I thought they were going to play into. And I wish I could have been more surprised. But from the second that I did Pierce Morgan, right after Diddy got arrested, I said some things. And everything happened just like I said.
It's interesting.
But
And
I
yes,
said some things last year on the couch. And I think a lot of people keep forgetting about what I say. I think people are so busy trying to disprove the reality.
Everybody knows Jeffrey Epstein's name. The whole planet has heard it. He was arrested, locked up, and his world began to collapse. Now the people around him are being exposed one by one, and accountability is finally coming for them. But what if I told you there's another powerful name in the United States, deep inside the Hollywood machine, facing serious accusations of misconduct? No mention in the Epstein files. No direct connection. And yet, there are 2 federal lawsuits with a combined $337 million in alleged damages. We're talking real text messages, real court filings, and real people stepping forward with their claims. For years, one woman kept sounding the alarm. People laughed at her. They called her jealous, bitter, and crazy. Her name is Jaguar Wright. And now, parts of what she's been saying are lining up with active court cases. She looked straight into the camera and said, "Tyler Perry is worse than Epstein." That statement shook people up. This video isn't about the Epstein files. Tyler is not named in them, and we'll fact-check that live later. There is zero confirmed connection to that case. But here's what is unfolding right now. 2 separate men, both actors, both working on Tyler Perry Productions, filed lawsuits within 6 months of each other. They didn't know each other. They didn't coordinate. And yet their claims describe a strikingly similar pattern of alleged behavior. That's what has people paying attention. In this video, you're about to hear details that may seriously change how you see Hollywood. Some of this is heavy. And honestly, while researching it, I was disturbed by the kind of behavior being described in these allegations.
This would look like thinking that I've made a change and that something like this won't happen to another actor that works for him or another actor in the industry. That would be justice for me.
It makes you question how much power some people really hold behind the scenes. So, first, who is Tyler Perry? If you don't know his story, here's the quick version. He came from nothing. At one point, he was homeless and sleeping in his car. He started writing and performing stage plays in churches across the South. Everyday working-class black families supported those shows, buying tickets and helping fund his rise. That grassroots support built his foundation. Today, Tyler is a billionaire. He owns Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, 330 acres built on a former Confederate Army base. The lot is massive, reportedly larger than the studio spaces owned by Warner Brothers, Paramount Pictures, and Sony Pictures combined. He produces content for BT, Netflix, and co-owns Oprah's network. His media franchise alone has brought in hundreds of millions, and Forbes has officially confirmed his billionaire status. Oprah Winfrey has publicly praised him as proof that a black man can build a full empire in Hollywood. Now, who is Jaguar Wright? Jaguar is a singer and longtime industry insider who has spent years calling out powerful names in entertainment. She's known for speaking boldly and refusing to back down. She doesn't take payouts. She doesn't stay quiet. She has spoken about Whitney Houston, Aaliyah, and Diddy long before the headlines started exploding, years before investigations, years before arrests. And every time she did, people brushed her off and called her crazy.
Is this some bullshit? Is this another one of those meetings where you meet with a black billionaire businessman, and while my manager was there, everything is everything. I got my Kinko's presentation with the plastic cover on it. I paid good money on this, good money. I'm running it down like you can invest in this, that, and the other. As soon as my manager leaves, he moves into a conference room, and I'm like, okay, it's a conference. Led into his suite. So about 8 or 10 minutes, I'm nervous and motherfucker. I'm like, okay, you changing? You got to use the bathroom. Is it number 2? Cool. He comes back in silk pajamas, silk robe, right as they're delivering strawberries and champagne like this is Pretty Woman or a fucking date. Now, I'm like, wait, whoa, this ain't that. I'm not him, and this ain't that. I'd love for you to invest in my company. He probably should. The books I've already sold, the 6 or 8 books I'm about to release all of that. He would have had a piece of all of that monetarily, but he didn't. He was thinking with his dick. And yeah, if you don't stay and do what I want, you're not going to get what you're hoping for. Now, this particular guy is out here paying tuition for entire classes of HBCUs after this sketchy shit. Want to air him out too. I'm just tired of carrying this bullshit with me.
And every time new information surfaced later, people looked back and said, wait a minute. Jaguar Wright has been warning people about Tyler Perry for years. She claims she saw him at Diddy's private parties and alleges that he benefits from a protection system inside the industry. She has suggested that certain powerful figures move differently because they are considered untouchable. Those are her claims. So why does this matter right now? Because as of February 20th, 2026, 2 federal lawsuits are active. The combined damages being sought total $337 million. The filings reportedly include text messages, detailed timelines, locations, and named individuals. Meanwhile, Tyler is still producing projects, still working, and mainstream media coverage has been limited. That silence is exactly what Jaguar says she's been calling out. Now, here's where it gets serious. The first lawsuit involves Derek Dixon and $260 million. In June 2025, an actor named Derek Dixon, who appeared on Tyler Perry's show, The Oval, filed a $260 million lawsuit alleging sexual harassment. According to the complaint, Derek claims Perry entered his guesthouse bedroom without invitation while he was asleep, pushed him against a wall inside his trailer on set, and sent him repeated text messages over time. The lawsuit includes alleged messages. One text quoted in the filing reportedly reads, "What's it going to take for you to have guiltless texts?" That line alone has stunned people. Another message quoted directly in the court filing allegedly says, "Have y'all found that yet in therapy?"
Listen to this, guys. Tell me what you think.
Actors, they're not allowed to consort with me. Because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time. I spent a lot of time in Miami, and I snuck around Star Island quite a bit. I know Christian isn't lying, but I need him to tell me what happened to my friends.
But there's another text that people are talking about even more. According to the complaint, Perry allegedly wrote, "I love killing a bleep" in a show that no one expects. Here's why that raised eyebrows. Derek Dixon's character on The Oval had just been shot 4 times on the show. The lawsuit argues this message wasn't random. Dixon claims it felt like pressure tied to his role and career. Those are allegations laid out in the filing, not proven facts. According to the complaint, Dixon believes the message carried an implied warning, cooperate, or risk having your character written off. The lawsuit also claims that incentives were offered, allegedly a new car, pay raises, and even talk of producing Dixon's own TV pilot, which he considered his dream project. But the filing states that once Dixon didn't respond the way Perry allegedly wanted, those promises never materialized. Dixon later spoke publicly in an ABC News interview and said, "My goal is to help ensure that the next generation of actors don't have to choose between their dreams and their dignity." That statement hit hard. Then came a second lawsuit. In December 2025, 6 months later, another actor stepped forward. Mario Rodriguez, who appeared in Boo! A Madea Halloween, filed a $77 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry. Mario alleges that Perry grabbed him multiple times without consent and made repeated unwanted advances over several years. He claims he was invited to Perry's Los Angeles home under the pretense of watching a movie, and that an assault occurred there. These are allegations written directly in the court filing, and Perry has denied any wrongdoing. The part that really stands out is this: Rodriguez says he only decided to come forward after reading about Derek Dixon's lawsuit in the news. That's when he reportedly realized he wasn't alone. 2 different men, describing similar patterns, filing lawsuits 6 months apart, and according to reports, they had no prior contact and did not coordinate. That timing has people paying close attention. Now, here's where it gets deeper. 2 years before either lawsuit became public, another actor tried to speak out. In December 2023, Christian Keys went live on Instagram. He was emotional and direct. He spoke about a powerful black Hollywood billionaire who he claimed had been harassing him since 2005. He said, "This man has an entire payroll of people who protect him." That line stuck with viewers. Keys also claimed things became so intense that he carried a pocket recorder to protect himself and document interactions. He never directly named Tyler Perry, but observers online pointed out that 2005 was the same year Keys appeared in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, a project connected to Perry. That detail only fueled more speculation. After making those claims, Keys deleted the videos and went completely silent. That sudden silence had social media buzzing. Some speculated that pressure had been applied behind the scenes, though there is no public proof of that. Then in January 2026, Keys spoke up again, this time not about harassment, but about credit. He accused Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios of trying to remove his creator credit from the series All the Queen's Men. He said he had to involve the Writers Guild just to have his own credit restored. That's a serious move in the industry. While discussing that dispute, Keys also mentioned that seasons 2 and 3 took a creative direction he didn't agree with, suggesting the tone and content shifted after creative control changed hands. He made clear he wanted distance from those changes. Throughout all of this, Jaguar Wright publicly supported Christian Keys. She claims she understood exactly what he was describing, based on what she says she personally witnessed at certain industry gatherings. When she talks about payroll protection and insiders moving in silence, it can sound confusing at first, but once you break down what she's alleging, her argument becomes clearer. Jaguar claims that Tyler Perry maintains what she calls a payroll of young white male employees whose role, according to her, is to defend him online, pushing back against critics, discrediting accusations, and keeping his public image polished. Those are her claims, not proven facts. She argues the strategy is deliberate. In her view, if a black accuser speaks out against a powerful black mogul, those defenders can quickly frame it as jealousy or an attack on black success, flipping the narrative and making the accuser look bitter rather than believable. She describes it as a calculated deflection system that has worked for years. Jaguar also makes another serious claim. She says she personally saw Tyler Perry at private parties hosted by Diddy, not red carpet events, but smaller, private gatherings. Federal prosecutors have described certain private events and filings related to Diddy, but there is no public evidence tying Perry to any criminal activity there. That distinction matters. According to Jaguar, simply being seen at those gatherings created tension in the industry. She claims people felt pressured to pick sides, either support those making accusations or stay in Perry's circle. She says you couldn't do both. Jaguar also alleges that after she went public, actors working on Perry's shows were warned not to communicate with her. She claims the message was clear: do not speak to Jaguar, do not engage with her. These are allegations she has repeated publicly. And here's the key point: Jaguar's credibility is central to how people interpret all of this. She had been speaking about Diddy long before his legal troubles made headlines. She also spoke publicly about Whitney Houston and Aaliyah years before those stories gained traction. Supporters point to that track record as the reason they take her seriously today. This is the core of what Jaguar means when she says Tyler Perry is worse than Epstein. Her argument isn't about identical crimes, it's about accountability. When Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, it was everywhere. Perp walks, non-stop coverage from major networks, public outrage, brands cutting ties, and political pressure. His world faced intense scrutiny that continues to this day. Now compare that to what's happening around Tyler Perry. 2 federal lawsuits, $337 million in combined damages being sought, alleged text messages submitted in court, multiple accusers speaking out, and yet mainstream coverage has been limited. No breaking news banners, no visible brand exodus, no congressional spotlight. Just a low hum instead of a storm. Some observers ask why that gap exists. One reason often mentioned is Perry's cultural and economic impact. He employs hundreds of people. His Atlanta studio is widely described as the largest black-owned entertainment complex in history. For many, he represents proof that a black creator can build a massive empire from scratch. And that's the tension. When serious allegations surround someone who symbolizes that kind of success, it forces uncomfortable conversations that Hollywood may not be eager to amplify. Look at what happened with Diddy. There was a perp walk. Cameras everywhere. Headlines on every major network. Brands distancing themselves fast. Celebrities going silent. The shift was immediate and dramatic. Now compare that to Tyler Perry, 2 active lawsuits, alleged text messages in court records, multiple accusers on record, and yet he's still attending events, still producing shows, and still being praised publicly. That contrast is what has people talking. Even pop culture has handled him carefully. The Boondocks famously poked fun at Perry's creative style, but critics have long noted how cautious Hollywood can be when addressing someone with that level of influence. Perry is a major studio owner with deep industry ties, and that kind of power naturally makes people think twice. His current attorney, Alex Spiro, who has represented high-profile clients like Jay-Z and Alec Baldwin, has publicly described the lawsuits as fabricated money grabs. Perry has denied all allegations. That is the legal battle unfolding right now. As of February 2026, both lawsuits remain active. Derek Dixon's case was moved from California to federal court in Georgia, Perry's home state. Some legal commentators have noted the strategic implications of venue changes, though this is common in complex litigation. Dixon has given interviews and appears committed to pursuing the case publicly rather than settling quietly. Mario Rodriguez's lawsuit is still proceeding in California, and his legal team has stated they intend to see it through the court system. And here's the fact check we promised: Tyler Perry's name does not appear in the publicly released Epstein files. There is no confirmed connection between him and that case. We searched and found zero results, zero confirmed connection. That is not what this story is about. What this is about are two active lawsuits, alleged text messages entered into court records, and two men who claim they were exploited by one of the most powerful figures in entertainment. It's also about Jaguar Wright, who has been speaking out for years and says none of this surprises her. She believes she saw the warning signs long before any headlines started flashing. Tyler Perry has denied wrongdoing, and his legal team is fighting back hard. The cases are still unfolding, and nothing has been proven in court yet, but the accusations are serious, and the spotlight is getting brighter. So, what do you think happens next? Will Tyler Perry face real accountability if these claims hold up in court? Or will his influence, legal team, and industry power shield him from lasting consequences? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this video made you see things differently, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to see this. Turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next. The story is still developing, and we'll be right here breaking it down.